Scott Smith, good evening. Rocky Mount, Wilson, and surrounding areas. I'm not going to forget Tarboro. Welcome to another great episode of Up Late. Brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Davenport Auto Park. So if you're looking for a new ride, a used ride, or a ride that just doesn't want to pull to the left all the time, Davenport has you covered. So go see the good folks at Davenport Auto Park. We'd also like to thank our friends at ServPro of Rocky Mount and Tarboro. They're the folks, when your house decides to turn into a water park, they're the ones that will come in and get you straight and make it like it never even happened. Also, our good friend Phil Sabella at Phil's Music Exchange in Wilson, Your one-stop shop for used vinyls, CDs, 8-tracks, reel-to-reels, video games, equipment, whatever you're thinking about, Phil's got it. And don't forget, make sure you tell Phil that Sam Bass sent you from Up Late with Sam Bass and get an extra stamp or punch on his loyalty card. Also, I want to remind you, mark your calendars for the next Wilson Record Show. It's coming up on Saturday, July 11th. Sponsored by Up Late with Sam Bass and WHIG. Stay tuned for details on that. So folks, we've got a fantastic show lined up tonight. Our guest is my good friend Patrick Ignacio, owner of Ward Specialty Pharmacy right here in Rocky Mount. One of the few places you can walk into with a prescription and walk out with something that looks like it was mixed at Hogwarts. If that wasn't enough, he also launched Heart to Home Meals, a new service delivering meals to seniors. Because nothing says I care about you like showing up with food and a nice bottle of something, if you know what I mean. I thought I'd mention that just in case you were taking notes out there. Patrick has an incredible coming to America story, truly inspiring. And tonight we're going to hear all about it. But first, in honor of Patrick, I thought we'd take a look at some of the not so great coming to America stories. Okay? So here we go. This is my top 5 not so great coming to America stories. And here they are. Number 5. Again, I've got them upside down. Number 5. Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. Wait a minute. Forget that one. What's it, Patrick? Start over. Number 5. Christopher Columbus. He showed up thinking he'd found India. Asked for directions maybe once. The original I'm not lost, I'm just exploring guy. I think I might have used that a time or two myself. Number 4. The Hessian soldiers, not Haitians. Okay? Let's not get them confused. Hessian. Folks, we delve into history here. So if you're not a history buff, you might not even get this one. But send me an email and I'll explain it to you. So they came over to America 250 years ago during the Revolutionary War. They said they expected a quick job, maybe a little sightseeing, they might maybe meet some girls. Instead, they got a surprise winter boat ride, surprise with George Washington, and a very bad Christmas Eve. Number 3, the red imported fire ant. I said imported. A major pest around here. Sometime around the 1930s, they came in through Mobile, Alabama, via South America, and immediately declared wars. Immediately declared war on everyone's ankles and other parts. Number 2, live from China, the COVID-19 virus arrived uninvited, stayed way too long, and absolutely did not bring a casserole. It shut down everything from Broadway to barbershops and made toilet paper a luxury item. Worst house guest in U.S. history. Jamie. Number 1, the Sex Pistols. Do you remember them? Edgy, punk rock. They had a song called God Save the Queen, She's Not a Human Being. So when the Sex Pistols came to America in 1978, it was supposed to be their big breakthrough. Instead, it was more like a week-long demolition derby. They booked a tour of the American South, and they insulted half the venues, fought the other half, and broke up on stage before they even made it home. So it didn't work out. So it would basically be like the Beatles coming to America in 1964, I guess it was, and picking a fight with Ed Sullivan and breaking up and going back. So, that's what happened. Sorry, Sex Pistols. So that's the top 5, the not so great coming to America stories. But as promised, we do have a great coming to America story after the break. So sit tight. We'll be right back with my good friend Patrick. He's going to tell you about it.
I never thought this would happen.
I never thought this would happen.
I never thought this would happen.
We got you.
We got you.
We got you.
When the unexpected comes calling, call the one team prepared for what no one can predict.
We got you.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Phil's Music Exchange of Wilson offers thousands of vinyl LPs, CDs, cassettes, 8 tracks. They even have reel-to-reels, DVDs, Blu-rays, VHS, video games, an abundance of music for the music lover. Check them out today. Phil's Music Exchange in Tarboro, 207 West Tarboro Street, downtown Wilson, or philsmusicexchange.com.
When you buy a new or used vehicle from Davenport Auto Park, you drive change because a portion of every sale goes to support a local nonprofit that you choose. So whether you buy a new Honda or GMC or a certified pre-owned vehicle, you're not just getting a great vehicle, you're giving back to your community. Ready to make a difference? Visit Davenport Auto Park online or stop by today at 600 English Road, Rocky Mount. Your next car can change lives. Davenport Auto Park, your dealership for life.
Welcome back. As promised, my good friend Patrick.
Ignacio is here.
Okay, Ignacio. So I've been calling this guy Patrick Ignacio forever. He's finally got me straight. I think everybody else in Rocky Mount probably calls him the same thing. Say it again.
Ignacio.
Ignacio. Remember that, folks. Welcome.
Thank you, Sam.
So great to have you here.
Likewise.
So we talked about coming to America stories, the bad ones.
Oh, yep.
Your coming to America story is incredible. So I want you to tell me a little bit about it. What made you decide to leave the Philippines? What made you choose Rocky Mount? And on.
First, opportunity. That's one. And of course, I'm a little bit, tired of the system way back in the Philippines because of what's going on. And thirdly is I got an invitation from my sister, to come by and visit, the U.S. Mm-hmm. She was living here in Rocky Mount. And during that time, I told her, if I be going there, I need to actually, practice my professions also as a pharmacist. So I did both. One, I made a review first in the Philippines before going here. And it was just, unfortunate that I passed the exam, and that started everything. So it's funny because there's always a question, why on the 50 states, why in Rocky Mount? Well, again, I guess God put me here. Visiting my sister, and then opportunity actually showed up, and that's why I'm here, serving the community, serving Rocky Mount, and now serving the 17 counties in North Carolina.
Okay, so you basically became rags to riches type story.
Well, I don't want to say from rags to riches, but it's just funny, Sam, because when I first came here, I remember me and my wife were actually sharing one burger. I technically have like $200 in my pocket and a Philippine credit card. That's how I started here. And we did not land a job. Technically, I went here as a tourist visa initially. And I started actually volunteering with our pastor, Father Mears. During that time, we went visiting, hospitals, the sick people, homes. And then when I was about to go home, because it's not like technically, one time going here and that's it. It took me at least, 2-3 times that I have to go back and forth, doing that. And that's why, initially I had a huge debt, with my credit card. And then when we went here, after passing the exam, that's the first initial exam. There's actually like 4 exams that I have to hurdle in order to practice, pharmacy here. And then somebody from the church actually, started reaching out all the pharmacy, and there's only one pharmacy who responded, and that was actually Gary Gleason. And during that time, we did not start working right away. We did volunteer for 6 months. I remember, all the workers there were gonna fetch us, from my sister's house like 5:30 in the morning, and then they're gonna bring us home. So that was actually, our life, for the past, 6 months. And then I started actually applying for Walmart, but that did not materialize. That time I have to go back home again, and then I told Gary that the sponsorship from Walmart did not materialize, and Gary Gleason actually said, "Don't worry, we'll take care of it." And that's it. The next time we actually came here, that's the time I actually just started working. But then again, I'm still working on my license. I still need to finish three exams during that time.
So you had some signs.
Well, there are so many, I don't want to say that I'm too religious, but there are several signs really, from the Philippines, going here. I always, pray for, possible things that would show up. And again, there's a lot of things, one is Our Lady of Perpetual Help, which is a church here in Rocky Mount. So during that time, I have this devotion wherein I have to always go 4 in the morning. So I travel with my parents actually traveling there. And then when I went here, when I opened the door, my gosh, I was really in tears. I said, "You are following me," in seeing the altar and the image of Our Lady there. That's actually one of the amazing things. But upon actually reaching in America, my dream, before I was just, watching that through movies, like, like your show, for instance. But when I came here to America and I was actually driving, I said, "Dang, I'm part of the movie now." I feel like I'm those one big star, in a big movie, because I'm already in the community. So that's one exciting thing.
It's so good. I got to say, you're one of the coolest guys in Rocky Mount, in my opinion. You're the
second to you.
Come on. You're the king of selfies.
King of selfies.
So, when you first came here, what was the biggest Southern cultural shock moment for you? Was it just everybody drink sweet tea? Was it somebody saying y'all?
Yeah. One thing that actually struck me is when they say, "Give me a minute," in the Philippines, when you say "give me a minute," that's really 1 minute, and then you have to show up. Here, I was like, "Dang, she mentioned just a minute, and it's been like 30 minutes already." So that's very shocking to me.
Right.
And especially if they said, how you doing? And I would have to explain, in the Philippines, we have to like, "Oh, I went to do this. And I learned that you have to say, "I'm good." So those are interesting things.
Well, it's funny because in the South, if you hadn't seen anybody in a long time, you say, "It's been a minute." It might have been a year. It's been a minute since I saw you. So anyhow, I want to talk about about Ward Specialty Pharmacy.
Okay.
So for people that don't know exactly what compounding pharmacy is, tell them what it is.
So again, we're the only compounding pharmacy in the 40-mile radius. So compounding is mixing medications. Sometimes I joke around, right? I make drugs legally.
I've heard that many times.
So yes, we do make these medications. We do it from scratch. We fill prescriptions, and again, these are legal prescriptions, for a specific patient. So if you have an allergy, for instance, or you have problems with the delivery system, in fact, I brought a lot of delivery system, guys.
Okay.
It's all here. So this is my bag, and again, this here. So we typically actually use this one, This is actually the mortar and pestle. This is very important in making these drugs. And technically what happened is that, we can do suppositories, we do, topical creams like this. This is a skin lightening cream. This is the favorite of all, dermatologists out there. And then we also do have, if you guys are looking for pain creams, for instance, Sam, do you have something that's hurting right now?
Yeah, I hurt all over.
Yep. If you do that, again, we can actually make
Odorless.
it, odorless, make it stronger. Sam's favorite, guys, that prevents, people from having surgery. We call it the rectal rockets. You know that, Sam, right? That's Sam's favorite, my gosh.
It's really not my favorite, but anyhow.
So I brought it
Rectal
here.
rocket.
The rectal rocket, Sam. This is for you.
Thank you.
We love you to be
I
using this
appreciate it.
one. Keep that. That's yours.
Kind of just keep that.
Yes, sir.
over here.
So yes, these are the different delivery systems that we have, wherein we can customize the medication specifically for a patient. This is not mass production. We're not actually doing, certain medications for everyone. But it's very specific. These are something that you put in your, there.
Yeah, right.
So you don't want that. Even typical like syringe here. This is typically not for for humans, but these are for horses, for instance.
Okay.
So we do medications not only for humans but also for pets.
That is, I was going to get to that because I know you do that. So I want to ask you, are you actually like some kind of a wizard, like a Hogwarts, Harry Potter? Based on all this stuff, I think you may be.
So again, that's the struggle. Basically, that we, during the time we're transitioning from ward drug to ward specialty pharmacy, a lot of, doctors or practitioners in the area thought we're voodoo. We're not. Remember, guys, this practice is really the foundation or the fundamentals of, pharmaceuticals right now.
Yeah.
You're very familiar with Coke and Pepsi, right? So it started with compounding. It's a pharmacist who actually discovered that and made it Coke and Pepsi.
Oh, very interesting.
So it's just,
So do you put cocaine in your medication like they did with Coke back in the... Just kidding. Just
we
kidding, folks.
we don't. But again, if you're actually hurting, if you're actually,
My hand's a lot better.
yes,
Yeah.
So guys, there's a lot out there, but we actually create, a more potent, pain medication. So for those who are in need of that, please, call Ward Specialty Pharmacy, and we'll help you with that.
So moving on past the pharmacy, you've also started a business called Heart to Homes Meals. Did I say it right?
Right.
So you deliver to seniors. What inspired you to do that?
Okay. So let me actually now remove my.
Excuse me while I take
Yeah.
this off.
Yep. So I'm wearing now Heart to Home Meals, right? So guys, you might be thinking, Patrick, are you no longer a pharmacist? Well, I'm still a pharmacist right now. I'm still licensed right now. So Heart to Home Meals is actually an extension of Ward Specialty Pharmacy. During the pandemic, again, my intention was to launch Zero Dementia in Rocky Mount. And I do consults, for most folks. And during that time, most people are having problems or access, with meals. And there is a big correlation, a huge correlation between dementia and nutrition. If you're eating, we're in the South, right? We're typically in the South, and most things that we eat here are sweets and fatty foods, right? And that causes, a lot of inflammation. So I told myself, so what's the purpose of, launching a program if I'm not addressing the root cause of the problem? And that's how I came about with Heart to Home Meals.
Okay.
So right now, Heart to Home Meals is currently the first franchisee in the entire United States. And it's here in Rocky Mount. We are all proud to say, two things already that we have, right? We are the only compounding pharmacy in the entire 40-mile radius. It's here in Rocky Mount. And then we are the first franchisee in the entire United States. So the company is basically, in UK, and we wanted actually to start, the strong foothold, and it's here in Rocky Mount. And we're catering right now to 17 counties in North Carolina. And we are also Medicaid Cap DA approved. We're a Medicaid Cap DA provider, so meaning for those who are, are having some struggles that are Medicaid, we're actually catering and serving them. And we're also addressing, social isolation here. It's not just the meal; it's the service that we're seeing. All these old seniors in the outskirts of North Carolina.
Very good, very good. So how does it compare with Meals on Wheels?
So that's a good question. Those guys are amazing. You know, I met Miss Jan Warren actually just a few days ago, and they're doing a fantastic job. So the good thing is that, you know, I mean, we can complement one another, because again, they're serving, you know, those seniors within the nearby areas, but outside of the you know, the city limits, they're no longer actually, you know, catering to those folks.
Okay.
They're preparing actually, you know, meals, and they deliver that. The advantage of us is that you have a selection. You have 160 meals that you can choose from, and then we deliver it to you. So if, let's say, you don't want to eat yet, you can actually hold it and then put it in the freezer, and then you just put it in the microwave or oven, and that's it. You're ready to roll and have your meals as well.
So if somebody wants to get involved with the program, what do they have to do?
So number one, call us first. We'll give Sam the number, and
Well, say the number.
so the number, it's 252-242-0025. Again, 252-242-0025.
Hey, Robbie will put that up on the screen.
Yep. You call us first, and then, you know, we have to connect you with your case managers if you're Medicaid Cap DA. And then for all those Medicare also, after you are discharged in the hospital, we can provide you with the meals. Or if you feel like, you know, you just wanted to buy it, again, you can buy it. Our price range, Sam, you won't believe it, it's between $7 to $14. If you go to
awesome.
if you go to a food store right now, I mean, typically it's $15, and again, that's only one meal. The good thing about Heart to Home meals, Sam, you don't have to have a contract, no subscription, and no minimum, and free delivery.
Very cool. Do you do the delivery yourself?
Yes, I do. Why am I doing this? Again, because again, I wanted to really see, you know, what's out there. And I was telling, you know, most folks, I never cried in the pharmacy, but sometimes, you know, I mean, there are moments that I cried, you know, when I'm doing delivery. Especially during the winter time, I delivered, you know, a meals to this lady. It was already like about 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's dark, and she was actually, you know, in the wheelchair with her blankie, and she was waiting for me. And she said, I told her, ma'am, why are you waiting, you know, in this dark, you know, place? And she said, you know, I mean, I'm really waiting for you because I don't have any meal. So you guys, if you will be helping, you know, to purchase meals, you're not helping Patrick. You're actually, you know, helping people who are in the outskirts that needs this access to meals.
So what you're saying is they don't, not only do they get a meal, but they get a visit from you.
Yes, sir.
So this is a guy's, you know, he's the embodiment of sunshine when he walks into a room. So you're getting that too, folks. So don't overlook that part of it.
Yes, sir.
So speaking of food, what's the first American food that you tried, and what did you think of it?
Barbecue.
Like,
you know,
like Eastern North Carolina barbecue?
Yes, that's one. I mean, there's actually, you know, two. The grits. So the barbecue and the grits, my gosh. I was expecting different barbecue. You know, have you tried, you know, the Philippine barbecue? If you haven't, you know, you should go to downtown
Yeah, that place just opened.
There's a new restaurant there, which is a Filipino restaurant, and try the barbecue there. It's actually different from the barbecue here. The barbecue here is pulled pork, right? So that was actually what I'm expecting, you know, during that time. And then the grits.
Grits.
The grits typically, you know, again, no offense, because again, no offense to the public. Grits is actually amazing, but typically grits in the Philippines is actually fed to pigs.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a lot of pigs here, so I mean.
So no offense.
So if you weren't running a pharmacy and a meal service, what job do you see yourself doing here? I mean, would you ever consider being a local late night host?
Well, if Sam would, you know, I mean, no, just kidding. He's still the best, guys. I mean, he's still the best, you know. But I think I love that.
You could be a fill-in maybe. I took a vacation or something.
Maybe.
So as you can tell, Patrick's got a great sense of humor. Do you think your laughter helped you adjust to your life in the United States?
Yes, guys. I mean, that's very important. You know, especially here, one of the most expensive I would say way is actually, dealing with an individual, because again, everybody's working, right? I mean, time is so
Right.
precious. You need to have a coping mechanism.
Right.
And, being positive and laughing, would actually, help a lot. Or
Laughter
else-
is the best medicine.
True, true.
So you also recently competed in Tackle the Tar.
Yes.
That's correct?
Yes, sir.
So what was that like, and why didn't you ask me to be on your team?
Well, because again, we're supporting, for a noble cause, which is, through the Rotary. And imagine, how amazing these people are doing, right? I mean, they're providing education. That's the number one thing that I love with the Rotary. They're providing,
Great
support,
cause.
for education. And the reason I wanted you to be in our team is because, again, we're not there to compete. We're there actually, to have fun, and at the same time to support one another, especially, I look young, but I'm not actually that young. So we support, youngins who really wanted to participate and at the same time finish the course. We actually, we encourage them and we support them.
Very good, very good. So I know your personal mantra is no doubts.
No doubts.
So what did that come from?
Again, thank you. This is actually one of the things that we have. I mean, it's actually through the religious part again, which is Our Lady of Perpetual Help here in Rocky Mount. So every time that we're having actually an event, whether we don't have money to do the program, or let's say there's a possible storm coming, we always tell the group that we should not doubt. And upon doing that we're actually not doubting, everything is actually coming into fruition. There won't be no rain. From 1 penny, 1 penny, it becomes actually $10,000 sometimes. So we just lift it up to the Lord, as most people would always say. We lift it up, and we actually make sure that we will do everything through His name, and things will be provided. Same thing, I wasn't expecting that having this two business. I told you guys, when we started Ward Specialty Pharmacy, Sam, I really don't have anything. I don't have money. It's because of the community. There's a lot of people who really supported. Gary Gleason, the owner of the strip before. They help, and of course the community. It's the people here in Rocky Mount, Nashville, and at the same time, nearby areas who supported us, and it's amazing. So that's why I'm trying to pay forward, doing all this service, Sam, because it's because of you guys.
Yeah.
You trusted us.
He's a great guy in the community. I can't say enough about you. You're a good guy. So there's one other thing I want to talk about. You have a habit of knighting people. Now, not officially. He's not the Queen of England or King of England. Have you ever knighted anyone almost live on TV before?
Yes, sir.
You have?
No, sir.
Or can you do it tonight?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So again, it's more not knighting, but it's I feel a cultural thing in the Philippines that we tend to be more polite, that we call everyone sir and ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Patrick has been calling me Sir Sam forever.
Sir Sam. Yes,
What-
Sir Sam.
You added something to that, though. Sir Sam, what else?
Sir,
Idol or something like. What was you call me?
what is it?
Idol?
Yeah, he's my idol, right?
I'm not the American Idol, by the way. So, look, I want to thank you so much, man. This has been great having you on. Thank you. Appreciate it. Maybe you could be a guest host one day. Who knows? But thanks, Patrick. Good to see you, man. Great guy right here, folks.
Thanks for this opportunity. Thanks for celebrating my birthday here, right?
It was your birthday?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo!
Hey, I want to thank my special guest tonight, Patrick Ignacio, not Ignacio. Get the record straight there, folks, for joining us tonight. Great guy in the community. Everybody loves Patrick. So every Thursday night at 10 and Saturday night at 10, it's Up Late with Sam Bass right here on WHIG. Don't miss it. I'll see you soon.